Happy Wednesday, people.
Hey.
Welcome to the Kris and Gina Relationship Show. We are almost 19 or so days away from Christmas.
That's right. Wow. If you have not shopped for your significant other,
Time to do so.
don't wait till you have to go to Walgreens at 11 o'clock on Christmas Eve and buy one of them dusty-ass perfume boxes.
One of my homies.
Because that would mean that you're not in love. That's how I
Exactly.
I had to tell my
And for my
boyfriend,
significant
fiance,
other,
husband, that all the time.
one certain relationship host has the birthday coming up in 8 days.
Yep, he does. And it's not me.
Before I get it, so today's show is going to be awesome. It could be our last show if the Feminati find me, pick it outside the Kris and Gina studios, and shut us down. This could be the last show. Because,
That ain't gonna happen.
well, before we get into that, I'll give the name of the show now. I'll tell you what today is. The show today, ladies, gentlemen, I need you to chime in. I'd like to think of myself as a fair relationship person, but it is double standards in dating.
Right.
Specifically, those which have men on the crap end of the pole. All right? It is what it is.
Okay.
Gina B is like, there is no such
Wait,
thing.
but we forgot my favorite part.
I got it.
Okay.
All right. So
Yay.
today, the national day today, it's National Microwave Oven Day. Now, watch this. Our producer, Jake, is in his 20s. Can I say that, Jake? Do you remember a time when you didn't have a microwave? See that? I do, you know. You're probably the first person with a microwave.
Parents didn't particularly care for them.
They were huge.
Well, my mother just was skeptical. Like,
Yeah,
she
my mother's
was
like, step away from the microwave.
And my
You're going to
friends
fry
had
your
them.
brain.
My friends all had them, but my mother was like, oh, no.
Yeah, they don't play about that.
She was like, we don't do that
I ain't
in
never
our
seen
home.
no food cooked
We're
with
not
no
part of that
fire.
life. Well, she just didn't understand what was going into the food. I mean, she wasn't wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
she
not
was.
the best. But anyway, was there another day?
It is National Day of Remembrance and
Okay.
Action on Violence Against Women Day.
Damn, that's really specific.
It is.
So we got to remember the Violence Against Women Day? Is that what today is?
Well, action, hopefully against. It says
Hopefully
action
against it. Okay.
on violence against women. Against,
Okay.
got it. So, it's also National Minors Day. Shout out to the minors.
Minors?
They do some
or
difficult jobs.
Younger people, minors.
And I don't know
People who
if
mine or young people?
all of you all didn't get to see this, but Gina B
Yeah.
got married recently.
Yeah, he likes to talk about that a lot.
Gina, I want to have a drink, and if you don't mind, I'd like to show the folks at home a photo.
Of what?
I did get your card today. Do you mind us? We'll show it anyway, Jake. Let's show
I
everybody.
cannot believe you.
Let's show
Okay,
everybody
if you would like to.
how Gina B looked on her wedding day. It is an awesome. First off, look at those guns. She had worked out feverishly, handsome.
You know I didn't work out that much.
handsome husband, Lee Farmer. Shout out. Here is to what was an awesome
you.
wedding.
Thank you very much. If anyone would like to buy my
To
wedding
you guys.
dress, let me know.
Exactly.
I am selling it.
So before we get into the meat of this, I'm always, as always, going to pass Jake my phone to make sure that I have no privacy settings set up so that we can see any and all questions. Fix me. Go to my page, Kris Critic page, all that stuff.
Ex-ham.
So how this show came about, and admittedly, we do a show every week.
We do.
So I got to see what's moving, folks. So if you've been out in the social media space, you see a lot of posts, men are doing this. A lot of posts of women are doing that. And what I've seen, similar, I use this analogy on the way here. It's like black folks saying racism is the problem in everything. Now, many times it is. But there are times, now you just got to pick it up. I think relationships are the same way.
Right.
I think women have some very valid issues, always have, and they, in the case of relationships, at least for the last 50 years, were done really wrong, I think, in history, right?
Right.
However, I do think that there are some times where, you just feel a certain way about a certain topic because you just don't like what you get.
Right.
And
There's
then,
that.
And then there are men who, as most times men are, it's someone else's fault, not it's them. But
People like to bring their baggage to their opinions.
absolutely. And
They
then,
do.
and then every now and then I see, that's a valid point. Mm-hmm. So I saw a video and I put it up. There was a man, and I'll paraphrase his video. He said, it was talking about preferences in dating.
Okay.
And it says, and correct me because you are a woman.
Yes, I am.
Preferences? We're talking about preferences? No. If a woman
Preferences or
says
prejudices?
they have a preference for, let me put in my little readers for this because I wrote a
Lord, here
couple
we go.
notes.
I need these readers for them.
If a woman has a preference for an older guy, it's a preference. Mm-hmm. But if a guy has a preference for a younger woman, he's considered creepy sometimes and immature. If a girl says, hey, I want a tall guy who's fit, hey, that's her preference. Women should have preferences, and I agree. But if a man says, I want a tall, fit woman, he's not focused on the right thing. He's fat shaming. You've heard it here.
Yeah.
And lastly, if a woman wants a man, I've seen these posts. A woman will say, you know what? I want a man who can lead. I'm tired of I want a man who can lead. I've seen women say it.
Yeah.
But I've also seen men say, I want a woman who would submit to my leadership, to be submissive. And it's not met with the same, way. First, let's, yes or no, is it?
Not always, but we can't take, but each situation, okay, so I don't believe in your preferences precluding your happiness. Okay.
I
So-
100% agree.
So in some cases, right,
Mm-hmm.
there's a woman who will say, I want a man who can lead, but you, woman, need to be able to choose a man who has that capability. Every man can't lead. So therefore, there are men who say, I want a woman who can submit to me, but sometimes those men are not worth submitting to.
Okay, so wait a
You
minute.
have to be very careful.
Let's listen to what you just did. You gave an example about women and said, but
Women, you need to be
but
better.
hold on. You said some men can't lead.
Some of them can't.
And then you talked about men and said
And some
something
women
again.
can't some women
something
can't
about
submit.
men again.
Right, but okay.
you never ever
but I will
say,
also say some women do not have the capacity to submit. Some women don't.
okay, that is patently false.
Some women don't have the capacity
That's
to
not
do
true.
it. I mean,
That's 100% not
okay,
true.
let me put it this way. Some women do not want to submit.
That's my point. Okay, that's
They
fine.
don't want to submit.
Don't say they can't.
And
because-
what I'm saying is they
because
don't have the
do.
capacity because it's not their desire.
No, they do. They do it all the time. When any of those women go to work and their boss says, no, you're not, you're going to sit here. They take their happy ass over there and sit.
Okay.
Is that, they can
That's
submit.
okay.
Everybody can follow orders.
Well,
submit.
but
Yeah, direction.
that's a little different. I'm being paid to say.
I would dare to say that a spouse outranks an employer. Because I was raised, it was
I'm
God.
not getting any checks from my spouse. I don't know.
It's God, spouse, and everybody, kids and everybody else after the spouse. After the spouse.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
I'm not getting a check from my spouse.
So what?
My spouse, you know.
And your spouse is going to be there in sickness and in health,
Allegedly.
in richer, for poor.
Right.
You know,
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
Right.
Yeah, soon as your employer has a bad year, you are out of there.
Okay, but
They
we're
are there for the
also-
better.
So we're also talking about spouses.
I'm sorry?
We're talking about spouses. Some of
We're
these
just-
people had not reached spouse status.
We're saying.
So we're not submitting to boyfriends.
Agreed. But we're just talking about, is that a double standard? I got a few of them.
Okay,
We're going to watch, because coming out of my mouth, I am a dude.
Yes, you are a dude.
I'm a dude. A dude says something. Look at his ass. Just
Like,
friggin' man. I can hear it. So, play the clip. Let's look at a video. Tell me, we're going to talk about this afterwards.
yeah, we are.
All right. It's short. Short, people.
9 double standards that men face that women don't. Who's ready to get triggered? I am. Women parent better. Men are just glorified babysitters. If a woman wants her man to lead, it's a preference. If a man wants his woman to submit, he's misogynistic. Female nurses are so nurturing. But male nurses, but you weren't smart enough to be a doctor? If a woman has a rotation, you go girl. If a man has one, he's a pig. Peter Pan. If a woman commits a crime, she goes to prison, but he goes to prison for 63% longer. She won't date under 6 feet, and he doesn't want to date overweight. What an asshole. Makeup is enhancing, but that beard is just covering up your lack of a chin. Women set a boundary, you go queen, but a man, you're controlling. And lastly, my favorite. 6 figures, 6 feet, and 6-pack abs. But she can have 6 bodies, 6 guys in her DMs, and be 60 pounds overweight. Did I miss a few?
Now,
That was entertaining.
it was entertaining.
That was.
Especially the nurse bit.
I
'cause
see a lot of it, though.
all I thought about was Meet the Fockers.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a nurse.
Yeah.
And the dad is like, he's like, oh, I took the MCATs. Ace,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. I could have gotten anywhere. And, you know,
Right.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. No, true.
There's a lot going on up there.
Yeah.
What did you think? Are there, I'm just going to ask point blank.
I agree with a lot of those.
So,
I do.
I know that women are used to this uphill battle, or at least believing they're in one.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are studies that show sometimes women have more of higher esteem, self-esteem, until they get or move to a space where the perception is that everyone's struggling.
Wait, let me understand what you're saying.
It's
They
like
have
it-
higher self-esteem until they move to space.
There are
What do you
women
mean?
who live in eastern parts of the world.
Okay.
I would even say cities. Move to the west, all of a sudden,
Okay.
they went from being real happy to a struggle. Because not that anything negative has happened, it's just that women
competition
here,
are higher.
The women
Competition's
here
higher?
have told them they're in a struggle.
Oh.
They could be married and move here with a husband.
Oh, okay.
But they're like, these
Yes, I
oppressive.
see your point. I'm still kind of confused.
I'm just saying, I think a lot of it, there is no women.
You think the struggle is the perception as opposed to the reality?
Women are more college. There are more women in college than men.
Right.
So they're not being. There's no barrier to school. Mm-hmm. There are laws to prevent, or if something happens to a woman, someone can get punished. Mm-hmm. Now, you could be dating a woman, Jonathan Majors, and you all fall out.
And now
At the mere accusation that
was
you
kind of
did.
bullshit.
Well, the mere accusation. Do you think that woman is a? I'm not. Again, any person that really goes through any violence, woman or man, my heart goes out to you. But do you think that woman is one of never ever happened before?
I mean, the
You know
Jonathan
women- you know-
Majors situation.
you know
first
women
of
who
all,
lie ever?
was some bullshit.
Wait a minute. Do you know women who ever lie?
Of course.
But when in relationships, do they lie? No.
Well, it depends on who you're talking to. It depends on who they're talking to. Like, they will admit that they lie to their girls.
But I'm saying also, think about it. Today, there is no you're innocent until proven guilty.
No, it's the French way. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the
like,
French way.
We said something, we're going to take everything away from you, which hence is why I said it's going to be the last show.
Yeah.
Because I think it's all poppycock.
Yeah, it's, you know what, though? We were talking about this. I was talking about this with Lee. And we were talking about the Jonathan Majors thing. And neither one of us really believed that was the thing, first of all.
Yeah.
Neither one of us believed that was real.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I, as a woman, hate that.
Because it takes away from the real victims.
There are real victims out there.
Absolutely,
And
I
there
agree.
are people who deserve attention
Yep.
and deserve assistance and have actual problems with men who are abusive. And then you have hosts like this who
Right.
lying about
But
their
it
shit.
happens a lot. How many times has there was a brother who was, and it was a video. I should have sent this
Where
to
are
you.
our comments? We don't have
This
any.
brother was, something's up.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
People, if you're watching, just drop a comment because I think we're having some problems with our platform.
Yeah,
But just
possibly.
Test. Okay, thank you.
There was a brother, it was a video, he was pro-life. Mm-hmm. And it's a black dude. Mm-hmm. And he's protesting, with his bullhorn or whatever, it looked like a college campus.
Okay.
And a young sister comes up who didn't like it. She was a sister. Mm-hmm. And they show them sort of from the side and back, and he's like, please move your hand off my, She's physically grabbing his microphone, trying to take it.
Okay.
I applaud the brother because he was like, please stop. I'm not letting you take it. I am stronger than you. And she was like bumping him. And finally he says,
I can fuck you up.
He says, excuse me, officer, this woman is impeding, trying to take my personal property. And they told her to let go. She was just totally not. And they like literally cuffed her.
Right.
But how many times is it not caught on camera?
Oh, so many.
And all of a sudden, person's guilty.
Right? A lot. A
So,
lot, which is the reason why. But that also undermines the belief of people who actually really need help when there's situations like that, which is what I hate. So, yes, you're right. There are a lot of situations where they're not caught on camera, where it's his word against hers, where her word will be taken more seriously than his.
Right.
And those are unfortunate.
So I say this to say this is outside of dating slightly, but
It is.
we have more women in college,
Well,
more
that was
women
dating.
buying houses, more women getting degrees, more women, men, and successful guys, you know, or men of high character. You notice, but men have always sort of lived through that because it's expected of us. A woman, I hear women say, well, I don't want a broke guy. He's got to have money. You know, we went through this whole, he paid for the whole date, not 50-50, right? And men accept that that's a woman's preference. It's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I got 3 daughters. And first thing I say, make sure you get someone who likes you, then he should have some money. Don't bring home anyone broke.
Right.
But if I had 3 sons, right, and I said, make sure you get someone who is submissive because it makes for a happier, more harmonious household. Mm-hmm. And you make sure you get someone who's fit because that is a sign. If she can't take care of herself, how's she going to take care of your kids? That could be someone's view.
It could be someone's view.
No,
I mean,
so my point is, whether you agree or disagree with it, a person should have a preference. And right now,
Exactly.
they do not allow preferences in this country that aren't
In this country, the whole country.
way left.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
If I say I don't agree with that, I don't agree with men pretending to be women. Oh my Lord.
There's so much about the society that I don't agree with. And we can keep
Right.
going, and I would start all kinds of arguments, which I'm not averse to, but it's not the right forum. But
we can stick to some.
I feel like people should be who they are, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, let's go back.
So let's talk about. I got a couple things. I'm
Let's
going to
back
run them
up.
by you, Gina B. I'm going to run them by you. These are some common things that happens. Ladies, gents, I'd like you to comment
Please,
if you think
comment.
there's any validity to any of these. I got a few. These are things that happen in relationships. So, emotional expression. So, there's conflict in a relationship. The woman starts raising her voice, yelling, pointing, putting her fingers in said man's face. It happens.
It does.
It happens.
It happens frequently.
However, how often does it say, if the man raises his voice, don't yell at me? Happens all the time.
Happens a lot.
So again, that is an
Because
That's
it's
always a reason.
The perception. No. I'm just saying that, like, where that comes from
Sure.
is the perception that as much as women can put their hands in your face, etc., they're not physically threatening. If a man who is larger, presumably this man is larger and in stature and, has a deeper voice and they can be more intimidating, then that feels more threatening. That is the argument that you would
If
receive
a woman felt that
for
way,
that.
why would she get in his face if he's not in hers?
Listen, I'm not saying it's rational. I'm just saying that this is where this comes from.
Again,
like, if you
all
don't
this is
want
irrational.
someone in your face,
Right.
then don't be in theirs.
But that's all I'm saying. And most men don't even have a desire. I'm just pointing out how when a man points out anything,
Right.
it's wrong. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. We're going to go through this list, and everything women are going to see that there's something wrong with it. They do not want men to have preferences. Let's do another one.
Okay.
This one's a little more. There's some gray area in this one. Household and child care duties. Now, it has long been known that women bear the brunt of household activities. Husbands relationships, boyfriends are, from what I read, are trying to do more domestic work, present company included, right? Because if a woman voices she's feeling overwhelmed, a good spouse should listen. However, there are some men who do, both people go to work.
Right.
Both people share household
responsibilities. Yep.
But if there is an outdoor heavy mandate activity to be done, the man is not only expected to do his, but also do that. So he's the trash man. He's the lawnmower man. He is the let's go get the car fixed man. He's the tire change man. He's all that.
Yeah.
But if he feels pulled, most women won't accept that. They'll say, well, you're supposed to do those, but give him no reprieve over here.
So how should it be?
I just think every household...
I think every household has their divisions.
You're going to the end of the show, but in closing is both sides should be able to... We won't close the show, but
we won't close the show.
We'll still go with the example. Both sides should be able to communicate if they're not getting something.
Yeah.
With a respectful ear taking it in.
Okay, so I know in my house, I am the fixer. And by that I mean, there is not one appliance in that kitchen that has not been completely dismantled and put back together by moi. Okay?
In my house.
I have changed a motherboard in the microwave.
Right. Wow. I need you in my house.
I have changed. I mean, I'm telling you, I have fixed the stove. I have fixed the dishwasher. I fixed the dishwasher just the other day.
If you ever get kicked out, you have a place in our home.
Fantastic. But I just know, because I know that my husband is not...
He's obviously not watching this show.
He might be. He has zero interest in this activity. Zero. And so I know that if I wait for him, I'm only going to be mad. I'm only going to be mad. And if I have those inclinations, I will do it myself. Now, there are tons of women that will disagree with this.
Oh, yeah.
And he would be, by the way, more than happy to throw money at the problem.
Can we
hire somebody to do that? But I have a different
different
timing than he has usually, and I just handle it. Now, he needs to take the trash out though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like everyone's household has to run the way you need it to run.
There are some households who will make a man up out of his sleep if there's a bug too big for all the other human-sized people in the house.
Oh, yeah. I will kill anything.
I'm just saying. It's out there. Here's another one. Socializing. I think men in general go through more where you're going, who you with. You come back late. Men are questioned more. However, if a man asks a woman, you questioning where I'm going? I deserve. Women don't want to explain anything. They have no reason to. You got to trust them.
Well,
does that happen? Yes or no?
I think women are more inclined to provide information. Like when I leave the house, yes, I'm telling you.
What?
When I leave the house, I'm like, I'm going to the store, I'm going here, I'm going there. I'll be back X time, right?
What men do you know that just walk out of the house? No.
Where? Look,
that's not the most.
He will just leave the house. I'll be like, I'm sorry, did you go somewhere? Like, where did you go? And he'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I went here, there, and everywhere. I went to the store. I went to storage. I went to, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, women do ask a lot of questions. We are the more inquisitive.
I'm not even saying
really
anything.
I don't know women that'll be like, why are you asking?
Well, women do say you got to trust me. They don't like being questioned.
I don't ever mind being questioned.
Women don't even like.
I don't care.
We haven't even gotten to this part.
Why do you care?
Ask them.
Like, if you want to know where I'm going, that's fine. I mean, I would prefer that my man want to know where I'm going in case I come up missing. He knows where I last was.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prototype, Tina B.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, last, she told me she was going to Crate and Barrel. If I do not show up where I'm supposed to go.
Look, and that was, yesterday.
Well, and that's about. I mean, real talk. Like, I mean, if the last thing you knew was that I was a Crate and Barrel and I'm missing, then at least you have some breadcrumbs, right?
True.
Like, I don't mind ever.
Another one is personal interest.
Yes.
There are a lot of men who've expressed to this relationship person that they would have liked their significant other to, one second. Hey, Jake, something's up because I see
You see comments?
comments on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh,
We
sorry
got
about
comments
that,
for
people.
this. That's not going to help.
We
You got
gotta-
to turn the volume down.
Oh, sorry about
Okay.
that. Yeah. Here you go.
Oh, yeah, we got tons of comments.
Yeah. So,
I was wondering. We're not seeing any of them. Sorry,
literally,
guys.
people, we see like one
gonna
comment.
respond to everything in a
we'll
minute.
get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But in terms of personal interest, there are men who, believe it or not, like their girlfriends or wives, and they want them to do stuff. Maybe it's football. I don't know what it is. And
Yeah.
maybe they express a disdain. Men have been trained, conditioned to accept it if she doesn't want to do it. However, if a woman says, well, babe, I want you to do this, and we don't like doing any of that shit, they're almost guilted into joining whatever said activity is.
Do you think that's universally true?
I think it happens more so.
I really wish our comments were working right now. Because
Yeah.
I don't know that that's
Maybe I'm lying
universally
along.
true. Because I just don't think, like, I'll use another personal example. Lee does not care for shopping.
Now, this is not about your view.
I understand it's not.
Because
But
a lot of women out here get beat. You don't get beat.
I don't get
But
beat.
a lot of women, a lot of dudes get smacked. We're not talking about me
no
getting
way.
smacked. But in general, what do you see? It doesn't always have to
in
be.
general,
Yeah.
you know what? If a guy, okay, so for evolved women,
What's an unevolved woman?
a woman
A trans
who's
person?
all
Ta-da-ta-da.
shitty. Here we go now. See, get yourself in trouble. No, for women who kind of are confident,
Oh,
you know,
Those.
in yourself, you know, which is probably most of the women who are watching tonight.
the strong, independent ones.
You don't want. Who wants someone along with you who doesn't want to be there? I would just as soon go shopping alone, because when I take my significant other shopping, it's, you almost done? What time are we going? Are we almost, you know, like, no, stay home. Like, go do you.
I
do
am
your
like
thing.
I am
go
like
DJ with your friends.
I am like a sad puppy on a shopping trip.
That's why they have couches for men like you.
but
you
don't
go
let-
and you sit down,
Right.
and your lovely wife goes and does whatever she wants, and your children.
Now here's one. I hope you all. I got to put on the readers for this. So
here we go.
sexual expectations. Now,
Okay, here we go.
if
Oh,
a woman is in the mood,
uh-huh.
the man
It's supposed to
is
be in the mood.
expected to initiate and satisfy, or else he is put in the hot seat.
Right.
Conversely,
Yes.
if man wants sex, woman says, hey, I'm not in the mood. That is perfectly fine. The shutdown is there. They turn, go to sleep. Man is set.
Because men are always supposed to want sex.
See,
That's what we
it's
are. That's what we're trained to
always-
believe.
It's always
That's
the reason
what we're
with
trained to believe.
Gina B is not the prototype. She is
I'm just
every
saying,
woman.
It is true. It is what we are. We are.
Is it a double standard, Gina B?
Yes.
Is it? Does it
100%.
sound? Should that be a double standard? That has nothing to do with.
I mean, nothing should be a double standard.
So why shouldn't if the woman is supposed to? These women want the husband to lead,
Yeah.
and if she's over here submitting, and if any of you who still own one go get a Bible, when he's ready, we ready. Yes or no? These women want someone who leads.
Well,
they want. They say
I
they
guess
want
so.
someone who leads.
I mean, you've got to.
They say they want someone who leads.
So yeah.
And she wants to follow. He wants sex. So she wants sex. Because I didn't.
mean, I just hope the sex drives match.
Notice I did not give any rebuttal or rebut when you said he's supposed to always be ready.
I'm just telling you
But
where the thinking.
Did you
comes
notice I didn't
from.
say anything?
I noticed that you didn't say anything.
Haven't
Chris.
rebutted a thing.
Okay, Christopher.
There's the two people here giving their good views. One, it's a reason for everything.
I'm just trying to demystify it.
I
for
haven't
you.
said there's a reason men do that.
Are you looking for demystification? Are we looking to help people? Or are we looking to
I just want to
point
acknowledge
things
that.
out?
I just want to acknowledge that men out here are
We
just
can point things out
I just
if you
want to make
want.
sure, but some things men pull out of their ass. I just want to make sure
That's true.
no one's pulling anything out of their ass.
Yeah.
Because I've just told Nikki Turner that some of this stuff is just nonsense.
Shots fired?
No, she's going to be on the show.
Okay,
I love her. I love her.
okay.
She's
I'm
one
like,
of the people who can. I don't mind getting beat up on a little bit.
All right,
It's kind of nice sometimes.
Okay.
But
We'll leave that alone.
Jamal Matuka.
Who probably is commenting right now. We probably can't.
Oh, we got to see it. Women can do no wrong. There is no. It's always the man's fault. It's got to be. Men are evil. This the most beta male I ever met. But
Oh, stop it.
it is what it is.
Beta male.
Look it up. I don't make
I
these.
know what it is.
I don't make these things up. Sorry.
I'm just trying to demystify. That's all I'm saying. I'm just giving you reasons.
All right. So
Just making. I'm trying to create a level of understanding. Is what I'm
yeah,
doing.
because if a woman is not in the mood, hey, fellas, accept it. You can also
I mean,
look on your
there's
phone.
time that men aren't in the mood.
We can't say that. But you just said we're all supposed to be in the mood. Please
I'm
make up your
saying
mind.
that the thinking is that
Okay.
men are always supposed to be in the mood. That is
Let's see
my
here.
haircut's down. Nothing
We
wrong
mentioned
with
this one. Trust and jealousy. Men answer interrogations on a regular. Women are expected. They expect unconditional trust. Because women don't like. Oh, you said
Is it
they do.
trust?
No. This isn't about even lying. It's about the fact that one person can question and one person can't.
I didn't say that one person cannot question.
Okay.
I'm just saying that women tend to provide more information, and so men don't. And also, men don't necessarily care to question as much as women care to question.
Say that again?
I don't think men care to question as much
When they
as
want the
women
answer
do.
to something, they do.
Right, but like you
If
guys
dinner was
don't-
late,
Well, that's different than where you're going, what you're doing.
well, it's where you been.
Well, it could be where he's been. But
Right, I'm
like,
hungry.
it's
Where you been?
different
I'm
than-
hungry. Where you been? This was supposed to be an hour ago. I'm here. I'm ready to eat.
Okay,
You said
I
you were
was at the
cooking.
store. What the fuck?
I'm just saying the question
Oh,
comes
wait,
out.
Now all of a sudden, all these come
Oh, we got some questions. Ooh,
We
look
got
at
a lot
this.
of comments. We got wow.
Gina hitting
Will you come
Gigi
with
hitting
my ice maker, please?
the water works, but no ice. She can take care of that.
Is the lever up? Because if the lever is up in the ice maker, no ice will be made. Lower the lever.
Really?
Yeah. Look, don't challenge me on how to fix the fucking appliance. I will.
I don't
have
even-
troubleshot. So Gigi, try
We're gonna
that.
get a DNA sample to make sure Gina B really is a woman. No, I'm just I'm just playing.
I've got the parts.
Sean Smith says, untrain yourselves. Catherine Bowman, whose opinion that I respect. I see Tennille Jack. Hey, Tennille.
Ew. What's up,
Wait a
girl?
minute. The last to know. Hey, Lisa said,
She
woo
tried
child.
that. Now she tried. No, did you try it now, Gigi, or have you tried it before?
That's hilarious. Okay, so Gina B is fixing someone's ice maker.
I
right
am. I'm trying to troubleshoot with her. I'm like the Sears. Does Sears still exist?
All right, now let's talk about this
Anyway.
again.
All right.
Gina B supplied the tea for tonight.
I did.
Yeah.
It's
So
tea. It's tea.
this one's a big one though.
What you got?
Conflict resolution. Now, conflict resolution is one of the reasons most boyfriend and girlfriends don't make it to engagement. Most engagement people don't make it to marriages, and why some marriages don't last until death do you part. Folks can't resolve conflict. When the good is good, it's real good. When it's bad, what do we do? So, more times than not, and this one, I'm saying excuse men, and I'm not even saying men are right for doing this. I feel, we talked about it earlier, when a woman can start exploding in conflict, the man is expected to be more reserved.
Okay.
And I think that's generally true, with some exceptions. You got some crazy dudes out here that are just
They'll just
absolutely...
lose their shit.
Yeah,
and start
exactly.
strangling
But
people.
for most mature humans, I've seen this. The man is more reserved and even will apologize first to try and help the situation, and try, because he sees his significant other upset, tries to calm him down, regardless of fault. I've seen this. Now, if things get too intense. And, of course, we talked about this. The woman will say, don't yell at me, blah, blah, blah. You know, I think both folks in that situation need to learn how to communicate. But we've had a show on this. I think there's a big issue, not as much maybe with marriage, but at least dating, I see it out because they're the folks who comment all the time on social media. So, you know, women don't like apologizing for a damn thing. They stop apologizing. They stop apologizing in 04.
In 04? What happened in 04?
I don't know. It's been about 20, 30 years. So all I know is I've seen it out. And if you say, well, what happened? Well, did you really call him that and expect nothing? Well, I only did it because she acknowledges she offended him first, acknowledges she's done something, but yet and still, a woman will refuse to apologize. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. This is double standards in relationships.
Standards in relationships and dating, Stephen A.
And we've covered a few, Stephen. That's my buddy.
Your boy,
I got to run it by him.
Hankins, is like, yes, it's a very simple fix, but we can talk about replacing the electrical panel sometimes.
Yeah. Hold on. Dion Day. The name sounds familiar. We might share a child together. Hello, Dion. She says, I know you don't like apologizing. She said, I don't like apologizing. Not sure about the rest of us. You are an honest person. And she does not like apologizing.
Anita Baker is the last woman to apologize. She's divorced,
Man.
so we're clear.
But she at least apologized.
Yeah, okay. I'm just
Didn't make that good for her. Women don't apologize. Yet
I'm trying to think. Last time I apologized.
I blame no, you explain it away. You've done it here tonight.
Okay.
Well, I did it because
No. I'm not saying I did anything because of anything. I'm trying to demystify why people feel the way they feel.
If a woman does somehow gets through to her that she possibly could have been at fault once in the last 100 conflicts, it's usually some BS ass apology anyway. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if I made you feel that way.
If you feel hurt. I'm sorry you felt offended. As if your actions, there's nothing wrong with them. They just interpreted them the wrong way. I'm not saying say, no, motherfucker, you did some shit that was fucked up. But you got to tell them, fellas, we have to, at some point, and this is how we got here, in an effort, we started this at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. Women were stepped on for centuries. I would say that. Because men can be horrible creatures, admittedly. But there are a lot of women being treated very well today, have a lot of opportunity, more so, I think, than a lot of men, programs and laws and all of this stuff. It doesn't give them a right to not be held accountable.
This is true.
And I see women not holding women accountable, and I see those beta males that I talked about. And if everyone's telling a woman, hey, keep gaining weight, girl, embrace the curve. Hey, it's a man's fault. Hey, it's your preference.
You're funny.
And he doesn't. It's just your preference. If everything they do is right, your behavior, don't apologize. You only did that, girl, because he did that to you. If that's all they hear, it's on women to hold other women accountable.
Well,
and that's how a lot of these crazy double standards exist.
This is fair.
I'm just saying.
I will say, and you're going to think I'm explaining this away, but I don't care what you think.
Kenya Franklin. And
sorry, what?
I love these. I love women.
Don't be sorry. Be careful.
Women are very consistent. Don't be sorry. So now we got Gina B, Dion Day, Kenya Franklin. No one wants to be sorry.
Here's the thing.
I'm always wrong. Let me tell y'all.
Here's the thing.
Men will tell you, I fucked up, homie.
Men,
I fucked up.
This might not be you.
Men fuck up all the time, but we tell each other we fucked up.
But here's the thing that I personally always hated.
What's that?
Is if I am complaining about something, say I'm complaining.
We just say I take care of that. That's good. You're right.
No.
Oh, what?
Or if we're having an argument,
right,
and the man accuses me of being emotional, and
are you gonna say you're attacked?
No, it isn't that. It isn't that. It's not attacked. What it is, though, is it's minimizing my complaint. Because, and the worst thing to ever say, guys, let me just give you I have one piece of advice for men, one piece of advice for women. Men, don't ever ask a woman if she's on her period.
I don't know where that came from in this conversation.
Well, because a lot of men, when women bring up problems, will say, "Are you on your period?" It's like, "Do you want me to kill you?" Like, is it that time of the month? Do you want me to wear you like a shoe?
Well,
like, what's
maybe
wrong with
Gina
you?
B. Hold on. Let me demystify.
Go ahead, demystify.
Maybe he's just concerned, trying to figure out what's wrong. Maybe he needs to go get you some medicine or something, Gina B. He's concerned.
Trying to minimize the situation by saying that it's not valid because I am hormonally challenged.
Right.
That is the problem. Okay, that is the problem. So that happens. Women, my piece of advice for women is never argue with a drunk man. There's so many women that will argue with drunk men.
I don't know.
You don't know where that came from either?
No,
I
like it.
No, but that was the first point
Hold
was
on.
relevant.
Wait a minute, we're getting
the
to
second point might not be.
We're getting to the root of this. Gigi Hinton says, "My mom would say if you say sorry too much, you'll start to look."
Sorry.
Now,
Okay. Well.
and I've told my mother this. I blame that whole generation for giving out that horrible advice. I blame my mother, Gigi's mama, all these mamas for giving out bad advice. If you do injury to someone, if you call yourself caring about someone, man or woman, and you hurt that person, that alone should elicit some empathy, some apology, and a way to rectify it and make that person feel whole. Because no relationship works if one person's feeling crapped on all the time.
And Kenya Franklin has a point. What if we are not actually sorry?
Who gives a fuck? I hear that. I hear women say that all the time.
Who gives a fuck?
Listen, I'm serious. Again, if you don't care about the person, then you shouldn't be with them. But if you are with a person, right, and you cause injury to them, and you care about them, if you hurt them, you should be sorry. That's a personal. You need to sit down someplace.
Yeah, I mean, if someone is very wounded by your actions,
and you should care. And if you don't,
care.
that you need to go see a shrink, as half of women in America do.
You should totally care.
Yeah. So whatever.
Yeah.
I ran his ass over, but I was mad at him. Shit. He made me mad. That's why I ran the motherfucker over.
I have heard a lot of weird justifications for things that don't make any sense.
Man,
you know,
it's crazy. But if you call them out, they're like, well, men do this. They will. Wait a minute. I call it the deflect. They'll start talking about something else. Well, men used to beat women.
Yeah.
In the 50s. That's why I did this shit.
So I can beat her today.
That's why I pointed at his ass and said his mama ain't shit. Because men used to beat women in the 50s.
No, okay.
But
most people are
People
smart.
will point at shit that don't have nothing to do with what we talking about.
To be clear, most people are not smart.
No, not at all.
So let's factor that in.
And fellas, I will say this. Some very smart men. Ladies, no offense. These uber successful dudes, way more successful than me. They said, don't argue with women ever. Don't argue with them. Right? I was like, wow. And then I thought about it. It's going to sound demeaning.
I'm sure it will. Go ahead.
Parable. Tiger and the donkey are arguing.
Okay.
The donkey tells the tiger that grass is blue. Tiger says, I've been here for years. That grass is green. You know that grass is green. Donkey said, I swear the grass is blue. They said, let's go ask the king. So the tiger says, okay, come on. They go see the lion. The tiger asked the lion, would you tell this donkey that the grass is not blue, that it's green? The lion looks at the tiger and says, the grass is indeed blue. The donkey runs off happily along his way. The tiger looks at him and says, king, why the fuck would you tell him that the grass is blue? You know it's green. He said, you are one of the strongest, mightiest creatures in this jungle. Why would you waste time?
Right. Arguing with a donkey.
With a donkey.
Right.
So these men told me, why are you arguing when it's clearly nonsense? You are being less productive. Walk away from that. I was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense.
I employ this tactic all the time.
That makes a lot of sense.
I do not argue with idiots.
Yeah.
But that does not mean, okay, so are you trying to say
I'm stupid
that
for getting
men
engaged.
should not argue with women because women are
I'm
not
saying
intellectually?
in a case where you're
What are
not
you saying?
bound legally or vows that you've taken, save yourself the trouble and the heartache of dealing with that crazy narcissistic behavior.
Okay, Sean Smith. Let's talk about
So wait a minute.
real double standard.
And we got in. We mentioned that with Sean. Sean
we
man
did.
just got in. So I got to get my
Let me
notes
read
out.
it for people who can't hear.
Please read that out because we covered. But go ahead.
We can't see. Let's talk about the real double standard. The double standard of expressing one's emotions. If a man
Yes.
expresses his emotions and a woman disagrees with what he's saying, he's soft or weak.
Yep,
but
yep.
a woman can emote about breaking a nail, and her man needs to listen,
Yep.
I think,
Yep.
and empathize.
Yep. So that was actually.
That sounds like the natural order of things to me.
Yeah, I mean seriously, men aren't expected to, and I get it. Some dude
If
might
he
be.
emotes, you're like, man up, you punk
Somebody
bitch.
dude might be 6'3", a muscular, strong dude. I mean, it's like that man can't have feelings. Further, in addition to that,
Is
Sean,
that homophobia? Or
let's
what is
say,
that?
and I read this one. There was a man. He was, I think, picking his son or nephew up from school, kissed him on the forehead or whatever, and someone was like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be kissing the kid on the forehead. I see women kiss kids in the freaking mouth. Disgusting as
That's nasty
frick,
as hell.
but still.
Ugh.
But yeah, man, if a man cries, buck up. Express, well, babe, you made me feel this way. What? You soft ass. I mean, that's real. Yet men have higher suicide rates. All of this stuff. I'm telling you, we've overcorrected in some areas. A lot of areas like equal pay still need to be addressed for women. Admittedly, I'll call it where it is.
Right.
But we've overcorrected so much in some areas that some women don't know what they're supposed to be wrong. They don't know.
Right.
They think they're supposed to fight and challenge and everything and wonder why, but then have the nerve to sit there and say, well, I'm way overweight and I'm an asshole to deal with and I don't apologize for shit, but I need that man who's 6'2" and beautiful and I'm not going to settle. These men are intimidated by me. They lie to themselves. And I sit there looking at them like,
I'm
is
laughing
she
at Kenya
crazy?
Franklin right now.
She's obviously delusional.
Kenya Franklin's comment, you were seeing it? She said, I might physically abuse a man that is too emotional around me. She's going to whip his ass.
Kenya Franklin
Hilarious.
is one of the smarter people I know.
I like
Actually, was my campaign manager. You know this.
Yes.
There were times we talked about the conflict
Kenya Franklin's going to
situation.
whip somebody's ass.
She's about almost a foot shorter than me, but I was slightly intimidated.
Yeah.
See, I'm a man. I can say that. Wasn't nice, Kenya. So, but Sean Smith, great point.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Exactly.
I think she's trying to rile you up, Sean,
Here's another one. We got a few more minutes.
if I had to guess.
We got a few more minutes.
Uh-huh.
Personal appearance.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I've seen women say it in person. I've seen on social media sites, you need a haircut. Or that beard don't look right on you. Your shit ain't even filled in all the way. I see it all the time. But if a man dare comment on a woman's appearance, this misogynistic motherfucker. Girl, you know he's a pig, right? He ain't shit but a pig. No, they ain't pig, nothing but a pig. Look at him. Think he all that. And then they start picking the man apart. Well, he don't have this. I'm like, but women do it all the time.
I think that's fair.
They'll call a mofo broke in a minute.
Oh, yes. Yes,
And we
women
come
will.
to this show and Gina B says, can we not talk about anybody dating, trying to get someone a little out of their league? I'm like, that. They
We
should
talk
know.
about it all the time.
They should know. We know.
Yeah.
I know when I'm nah, Beyonce can't do it. I don't have $1 billion. It's just not me. And I'm 7, can't say me.
Yeah. Oh, Sean Smith. Yeah, and continuing that double standard, a man is supposed to take that ass whooping from Kenya.
And to Sean's point, that is why I get pulled in the tiger's position. Because I do this show, and every now and then I'm like, chick, shut up and look at yourself. Trifling ass. You don't deserve a man. Period. That's mean, but that's how I feel inside. See, Kenya, I know that's mean, and I would apologize if I said it and I hurt somebody's feelings. Jesus. What if I ain't sorry though?
Look,
That's a funny
here's the
shit.
deal.
Women will say
I
any
feel like
motherfucking thing.
there is someone for everyone. That's how I feel.
No, it ain't. Some people gonna die alone,
be.
men and women. If you believe that, you a fool.
Well,
Some people are gonna die alone.
some people don't recognize the person that's there for them.
No, there's nobody for that.
Well, so you think there are certain people that don't have a person?
Yeah, hell no. I see a lot of men out there. Some of these dudes don't deserve nothing.
Well, okay.
And they ain't gonna get nothing. And they got female equivalents.
Yeah. Maybe they're for each other.
Dewan Russell, what's up,
Dewan?
Men Dewan in the building.
Hi.
Happy Founders, Post Founders Day to the men of Alpha Phi Alpha.
You know what? I just don't. How do I put this?
What is that?
If a man is not physically for me, then that's not his fault.
And that's fine. Yeah, but
that's how I feel about it. So I'm not going to.
Let me put on my. I do have on my Kevin Samuels new pad.
Here we go.
The question becomes: do you want a good man, or not?
That's why I said earlier.
So
don't let your preferences preclude your happiness.
I'm about to sound real chauvinistic, and I will say that this is questionable. What I'm about to say. Mm-hmm. You can. See, I think settling is a good thing. I settled on my house, I celebrate it because I got something valuable. But people settle on a man, I want to settle. Don't know where that word got a negative connotation, but it is what it is. So I'll say this. One of my favorite talk show hosts, Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kevin Samuels.
Oprah, I'm sure, sat somewhere and says, I must be attracted to the person. So instead of getting someone worth a couple billion like her, she wanted a prettier person. So you get Stedman. But the rub is, ladies, some of y'all make $75,000 and won't date a guy making 60. Yet Oprah, who has billions, I'm just saying.
Well,
now,
ends are meeting.
Now, I will say this. Some of you all, a lot of women are more prone to want money. And there's nothing wrong with that. I told my daughters, bring home some people that's nice to you and have some money. And after that, looks and stuff is on you. So, Beyonce, who in her prime, when she was the youngest, fittest, most desirable by most men, she liked money, so she went out and got Jay-Z, who's worth, believe it or not, about 4 times more than Beyonce is. But a lot of y'all wouldn't date a guy that looked like Jay-Z if he made a little bit more money. So the question becomes, none of y'all got money like Oprah, and none of y'all looking like Beyonce, but y'all out here saying y'all ain't gonna settle. They need to go sit on somebody's couch. All of y'all. Go together. Die alone. That's my Kevin Samuels moment. No, die alone. Die alone. You don't want a man. Go die alone. So that's my Kevin Samuels moment. Everybody settles. Everybody. Your husband, my wife, everybody settles.
The thing I don't get though, always, and I say this all the time, is I don't know why people think that where someone is today is where they will be in the future.
Hold on one second. I have to dissect carefully Kenya Franklin. Kenya Franklin. Brian Foster, go watch the whole show, please. Has this been a Chris bashing women show?
Not completely.
No. But have I been pointing out some truths that are hard to look at? That's all I'm saying. Kenya Franklin says, that's not why she picked Jay. Okay, let's all laugh at that. Now take it off.
Because he's cute.
Take it off. Stop, Kenya. Stop. Nobody's dating that nigga with no hit records. Sorry, he ain't cool without them records.
Well,
he ain't cool without them records. He's a thug ass nigga on the street selling some dope. Beyonce was fine enough. She gonna get that bread. Anyway. Yeah, that was it.
That was your whole point.
Yeah, you gotta decide.
We gotta wrap up.
You gotta decide what you want. Oh, last one. Decision making. There are times where, and I'll wrap this up real quick. There are times where, especially women who are in relationships and even married women. Not my wife, but anyway, you're out doing whatever. All of a sudden, something's put on your schedule. We got to go do so and so all day Saturday. What? And then you're guilted if you don't do it. The stuff is just put on your calendar. Period. It is. It happens. Now, if a man all of a sudden says, "Hey, babe, I got tickets to the Bears game. We going to Bears game all day Sunday. Well, I'm going. I got to go with my girl. I got to go with my mom. I got to go shopping for Chris. I got to go to whatever. It's a problem. So that's the last thing. You know.
I will wholly disagree with that one.
Really?
Because I get my schedule wrecked all the time.
Well, you are the exception.
All the time. Like, oh, we've got tickets to this, and that means we're going to be gone all day.
Hey, look,
I'm like, oh.
We got to wrap it up.
We do.
But, Gina, I think for those who just joined on, there are some double standards in dating. Yeah, and nay.
There are. There are. I was not disagreeing with you.
I know. You see? And Gina B will disagree in a minute.
I will.
If I'm on bullshit. And every now and then, she'll catch me on a little bit of bullshit.
Sometimes.
I may have thrown a stat or two in the past that y'all I made up. Y'all won't know. Y'all don't read. Anyway, we out of here until next week.
Yes.
Kris and Gina Relationship Show. Thanks. You leave your questions. We will check them out. And we will answer them. But we out of here like last year. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Jake. Peace and love. Peace up.